Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Fluttering Dreams Butterfly Ranch. Today we're going to talk to you about building a caterpillar habitat. Alright, so the first thing you're going to do is have a plan. You want to know what you're walking into. We're going to help you with that today. And what I use is a notepad of all the dimensions I'm going to be using and all the materials I'm going to be using, which is what we're going to show you today. Now what I use to build our habitats for the caterpillars is 1x2 wood, pressure treated so they can stand the weather outside, and I get them in 8-foot long sections. All right, so I'll show you. Just look right over here real quick. This is our end result of what it's going to look like. I haven't put all the screen in it yet. As you can see, it's going to be screened all the way around. But this gives you an idea of the size of what we're working at here, and we're going to talk about the dimensions too as we go. So once you got your wood and you got your plan, you're going to need a saw. I did all of this with just a handsaw, okay? So how are you going to hold the wood? You can use a vise if you have a vise at home. If you don't and you just got a plastic table here, I just get some good old clamps like this to hold the wood down so it'll stay steady so I can saw a straight line. To do your measurements, you're going to want a good measuring tape. What I mean by a good measuring tape is one that'll hold still for you. You know, if you try to use the fabric one that your wife has in there to make her dresses and stuff, it ain't going to work. You want a good metal one like this that'll stay straight for you. And I recommend using an ink pen instead of a pencil. I don't know, pencil just seems to rub off for me. Why do I have the little pliers here? Because you're going to have to pull staples out of the end of the wood you buy. That's the only reason they're here. So, when you're putting your pieces together, part of what you're going to do is use some wood glue. Now, there's no particular brand I'm recommending here, but the wood glue I use dries in 15 minutes and it's waterproof. You're going to want it to dry as quickly as possible, and you definitely want waterproof if you're going to have this outside, which is the whole idea. That's why we're using weather pressure treated wood, okay? Next thing you're going to want to have is a power drill. And you're going to use this a lot, okay? Why? Because you're going to be using pilot holes in your wood. I use a 9/32 drill bit. That's what this is, 9/32 drill bit. And these are the screws I use. You'll see I use 1 1/4 inch long. That's what they look like in real life. And on the end, use a Torx 20 bit. What is a Torx 20 bit? It's that rascal right there. Okay? So this you'll use on a lot of it, and where you need a long one, you're going to have the 2-inch. These are the only ones you're going to need. 1 1/4 and 2-inch as far as screws. And these are exterior screws. So that way they don't rust and come apart on you. Why do we need the pilot holes? Because when you're putting two pieces of wood together, like you'll see here, I'll open the door for you so you can see it better. Whoops. When you're putting two pieces of wood together, you're going to want to drill your pilot hole through the first one. That way, when the screw goes through the pilot hole, it's only really digging in to the one behind it. Otherwise, your wood is going to split. You don't want split wood. So when you're putting two pieces together, drill a pilot hole through the first piece only. Okay? Now for the bottom, our bottom is going to be separate. We're not going to attach our bottom. You can if you want to. We're going to use this go board over here. Why? Because it's waterproof. Easy to clean. You can hose it off. It's very lightweight, so you can pick it up and move it to clean it since it's not attached to your cage.
If you want to attach your floor, this is a great way to attach it. You can put it on the inside of the enclosure or the outside.
And how do we cut the go board? Well, don't use a saw. You're going to use this guy, a box cutter. That's right, a box cutter is all you need to cut the go board. Okay, and then lastly, you're going to be putting not lastly, next, you're going to be putting your screen on, okay? Like I've already done on the top and on the back here, just for demonstration. And to install it, you're going to use, I would recommend using a power stapler. This one is electric. They also make ones that are air powered. Either way, you're going to want to use something other than manual, because manual, it's going to be very difficult to do. The staples I use are this size right here, T50, 1/4 inch or 6 millimeter, which look like this. Because that's all you need to attach screen to this wood, okay? And to cut the screen, to cut it to size, you're going to use a tool like this. This is a tool you use to install screen in metal frames, but you just use this end. This is the only end you need, because it cuts that screen so good. And you can just run it right down the wood and cut a perfectly straight line on your screen, which you're going to want to do. Next thing you're going to do is put your hardware on, your hinges. I'll have a description of the hinges, but you can see them here. These seem to be the perfect size for this. And you notice these have different screws. The screws come with the hinges, as you can see in the packaging. So you're going to need a Phillips bit, a Phillips head bit for your power drill. Okay? Also, your handles will come with their own screws. Now, you do not need to pre-drill these holes. Okay? You don't need to pre-drill them like you did the other holes. These just screw right in with your screw gun, no problem. Last thing you have up here is your latch. This is a pre-drilled hole, as is this. This one is stationary. This one I left loose enough so that it can come down, close both doors. Or I can just hold this door shut and open that one. Go ahead. Okay. It just makes a good latch to hold it on. So that's all you're going to need. This is everything you're going to need to build this enclosure. If you do want to add on an extra latch, I do have one here that I added on to my first one. The first one of these I built. Oops, there you go. So that's the size of it. You don't have to use black. You can get white or silver or whatever. As you see, it's going to fit right on there like that. All I got to do is install it. And where do you put it? Pretty much wherever you want to. You can put it down here at the bottom. You can put it up here. You may not even want to put it up there at all, but if you may say, wow, this thing's good enough right here. And that's okay. That's going to be the enclosure. All I got to do now is finish my screening, cut my go board, and it's ready to go. Now, so lastly, you're going to be putting your screen on. Now, this is a fabric type. You can use any fabric type screen you want. It doesn't have to be black. It's just a preference. But don't use the metal one. Don't use the metal screening, as the little caterpillars can get stuck in it. It's just not good for them. So we recommend the fabric type, any color your choice. It's not too hard to work with. If you have any questions or comments, remember, here at Fluttering Dreams Butterfly Ranch, we will answer all your questions and comments as best we can, okay? And remember, your fluttering dreams are just a butterfly away. Yeah. And remember, your butterfly is just a fluttering dream away. Remember, your fluttering butterfly is just a dream away.